Those who sit in youth group know I'm going to get a little emotional. Is that okay? I went on this 2 or 3 year journey before I met Aaron. I was a mess, an absolute mess and a disaster. And it's absolutely a miracle that I'm even standing here ministering today. For the last 2 or 3 years, I was a church planner for 10 years. And about 3 years, I don't even know how long ago, it just feels like forever ago. But I ended up having to close down my church. And it's one of the hardest things you have to do because I was approaching 40, feeling naked and broke. And I don't even know what to do. I was angry, so bitter, so mad at the Father, at myself. I felt like I let my wife down. I felt like I left my kids down. I had to go to a minimum wage job at a school. And I sat there going, what do I have to offer you? Anyone ever been there before? You go to this dark place. And I just feel like for myself, I was like, Father, I'm going to keep coming to church, but I'm very mad at something. I don't know what. I was kind of mad at him myself, as I told you, but I was like, I don't really know what to do with all this. And I would come, and even my wife would sit there going, you don't have to come because you look miserable here. I was like, I don't know what to do. I felt like I lost my whole identity. I lost my purpose. I thought 40's over the hill, so I felt like I was rolling down the hill. I was like, what do I have to offer to you, Father? What do I have to give to you? And, have you ever had a scripture just hit you and move you? And you're just sitting there going, man, I've read this scripture numerous times, and I've just kind of just ran over it. I didn't really need it. Until this moment, I'm going to read a little bit to you. In 1 Kings 19, it says this, when Ahab got home, he told Jezebel everything Elijah had done, including the way he had killed all the prophets of Baal. So Jezebel sent this message to Elijah, may the God strike me and even kill me if by this time tomorrow I have not killed you just as you've killed them. Don't focus on that part, please. Verse 3, Elijah was afraid and he fled for his life. He went to Beersheba, a town in Judah, and he left his servant there. Then he went alone into the wilderness, traveling all day. He sat down under a solitary broom tree and prayed that he might die. I've had enough, Lord. Take my life, for I am no better than any of my ancestors who have already died. And I want you to think about this. Elijah was a man that walked with God, clinged to the Father, knew the Father's heart. This man did mighty miracles. He raised people from the dead. He prayed for a drought for no rain, and a drought happened for 3.5 years. He just had a mighty epic battle with 850 prophets in the chapter before. And here he is, afraid. I'm like, if I was him, I'd sit there going, God, let's just take her out too. Thank you. You guys don't even know if you should laugh at that. But that's the human nature. He sat there and afraid. He was afraid for his life, and he went alone into the wilderness. How does a man that had such triumph, such glory, such power, walked with the Father and knew him intimately and deeply, walk away? How can that happen? And then I began to look at my life. The Father has used my hands to lay on people, and I've seen cancer get better. People get well. That's a stinking miracle. He's used my words, this mumbling, bumbling Moses, to set people free. He's used my life to set the captives free. And I sit here going, how did I get here? I've seen the glory. I've heard God's voice, even audibly. How can I get afraid? And I realized something. I did the same thing as Elijah. I took my eyes off the Father. And I went away into the wilderness thinking I was all alone and no one even cared. And I just laid there. And I told the Father, it's not like I want to commit suicide, but I know I didn't want to live. And I could say, today could be the day. Can I be honest and real? I felt like my kids could have a better father. I felt like my wife could have a better husband. And I just felt like, Father, it was a good run. Thank you for using me, but I got nothing left. Take me. Just take me. Anybody been there before? Can we be real? I feel like the church doesn't even want to talk about this stuff. Here I was a pastor for 20 years, and all I wanted to do was die. I couldn't even fake a smile because I don't even know if I know how to smile. Those who know me, that's funny. And yes, how I met Aaron is exactly how I am. I just sit here and go, man, how can we take our eyes off the Father? How do we get to this point as believers who have a direct connection with the Father, get to this place where we got no more left, nothing to offer? And I sit here and I go to verse 5. Then he lay down and slept under the broom tree. But as he was sleeping, an angel touched him and told him, get up and eat. He looked around, and there beside his head was some bread baked on hot stones and a jar of water. So he ate and drank and lay down again. Whew. Then the angel of the Lord came again and touched him and said, get up and eat some more, for the journey ahead will be too much for you. This is what I love about the Father. This is how good the Father is. He meets you in your darkest moments. He truly does. I wanted to give up. And one of the things I learned from the Father is he sat there and said, Steve, I haven't given up on you, so you shouldn't give up on yourself. And I remember going on a hike, and I remember exactly where I was at this moment, and he said, I'm going to put you back in ministry. And I was like Sarah when she heard she was going to get pregnant, and I laughed. I was like, you're a funny, funny man. I'm not going back. I got nothing. Thank you, but no thank you. And then he started to play a song in my head. Eye of the Tiger. As I'm walking down the hill. And then I looked at my body, I was like, I am no Stallone. But it's like the Father kept on pumping me up, going, you got this. You have a lot to offer the body still. I want to use you. Now, being a father myself, if my kids ever get to that place, as a good father, I'm going to go to them and say, hey, I love you and I'm going to hold you. Don't give up. Don't give up. I haven't given up on you. And I feel like someone needs to hear that. The Father was downloading this to me. I feel like someone needs to hear the Father has not given up on you at all. But here's what I love about the Father. He just doesn't just weep with you and cry with you and hold you. He loves you so deeply, but he loves you enough not to leave you there. Did you guys hear that? He loves you enough not to keep you there. One of the things I hear so often, and it's kind of just running rampant, it's okay not to be okay. I hear that, I get that. I was not okay. I was in a dark place. I was not okay. But the Father says, I hear you, son. But I want to tell you something. We don't have to live here anymore. Absolutely. It's a miracle I'm here. And he's telling you, we don't live here. And too many of us stay here. And the Father's just grabbing our hand saying, get up, get up, get up and eat, for your journey's not over. Your journey is not over. No one's journey in here is over. Do not give up. I cannot take any more suicides. I can't take any more lives just feeling like God left them. Yes, Jesus even felt it. He says, Father, where are you? His own son. I know what it feels like, the Father feeling like he's not around. But there's something beautiful as the Father sits there and goes, we got this. I cannot fight my battles for my kids. I can't just hold my kids' hands when they get hurt all the time. There comes a time where they sit there and go, you know what? You got this. You got this. I said I wasn't going to cry. I told the Father that, but I'm just a baby. Verse 20. Some of my Pentecostal may get out from this. I got saved in I had no church ever in my life. And then I got saved in the pastor was from Georgia in a Church of God. They don't believe in air conditioning. And they like to be very loud. And a lot of tongues and people getting slain in the spirit. So you can imagine me. Never mind, it's so good. But I may get excited for this. And verse 8. I think they're up. I don't know. They are up. I love this. So he got up. At first, he laid back down. Don't we all want to go lay back down? Like, hey, I'm not ready. I don't want to. This is a process that we go through. It's not like one day we wake up going, hey! There is a process to it. But the Father keeps feeding you. My miracle came in a big red man that runs a YouTube channel in Aaron. I hope you get a better miracle than I get. Just kidding. The Father's speaking constantly to you. It's a song, it's a movie, it's a book. It's people. Have you noticed the Father uses people? Eventually, there comes a time you get up. You have to get up. There has to be that moment as you're laying down and you're just laying there and you're just like, I don't want to get up. It's too scary out there. I'm going to get hurt again. I cannot do ministry again. I don't want to, Father. I failed you already. I'm not a good enough father. I'm not a good enough son. I'm not a good enough husband. I just can't do this. And the Father's just saying, get up. And I get up finally, but I'm wobbly and I'm scared. And I get up and I hear the Father just saying, oh, we got a journey. But this time, cling to me. But here's what he has spoken to my heart. He said, Steve, if you go back in ministry, you will get hurt again. I went, that is so stinking encouraging. Can I have a safety zone with my coloring book, please? I don't want to get hurt again. He said, Steve, you're going to fail again. I said, yes, this is great. This makes me want to get up. It is scary out there. There are people that will hurt you. There are things that you will do that you will disappoint other people. You will say stupid things to your wife again, and that only took about 12 hours. You will feel like a failure. These emotions are real, Steve. But he said, son, if you just stay in my lap, there's something about a baby, I'm going to share something that's awesome. My daughter and I have a very good relationship, and I love her with everything, and I love my son, but I've never really cuddled with my son. My wife does. But I loved when my daughter just jumped up on the couch. I found out she had ulterior motives, is rub my back. But as a father, I just sat there and went, I love this. My favorite part is about a year and a half ago, I was just laying on the couch, and she, at her nice, loving, not 3-year-old size anymore, just laid down with me on the couch. And I could just feel the Father just saying, it doesn't matter what age. I love you. I just need you to get up. We got this. We got this. And I just want to encourage you, as we finish up, we're going to do some ministry time. And I just feel like the Father I feel like some of you just want to give up. That's where I was. You know, a week ago, associate pastor of a mega church just committed suicide. And he ran a ministry for mental illness called Anthem of Hope. And I read his messages, and I just said, I just wish you believed it, man. The Father did not give up on you. And I'm going to share something very vulnerable before. I have not shared this story very often, but I need to share this, and we're going to do the ministry. But the Father's telling me I need to tell this story. I lived with mental illness for 3 decades, something like that. I had severe OCD, and it almost ruined my marriage. Like, it was bad. I'd bang my head against my floor, just wanting it to go away. Now, my teenage years, I couldn't believe, I just couldn't get rid of this. And it ran most of my life. I could function in public because I just put it in the background, but I did struggle in private. And even with my wife, and I would touch something or go over this line 80,000 times, just going, something bad's going to happen if I don't do this again. Anxiety takes over your body. If you've ever had anxiety take over your body, it is the worst feeling. So that would happen about 15, 20 times a day. I just couldn't take it. I would have breakdowns just wanting to just go, how does this get out of my head? And I remember this moment. I was in severe pain. I was in physical pain. I lost about 40 pounds. And I was getting 3 hours of sleep. And I was at this conference, Heidi Baker conference. If you know who Heidi Baker is, if you have not, she is good. And I just sit there and go, and I heard the Father go, I want you to go over to this wall. I just want to hold you. And I thought I was going to get a physical healing. And I literally closed my eyes, and like a little child, I put my hands over my knees, and I go, and I'm just sitting there. I don't even know what song's playing. And I felt this arm go over me. I thought it was a person, touching me. So I'm just they're praying for me. They see that I'm in distress and I'm going through this stuff. And I realized, I looked up and I was like, oh boy, there is no one around me. And the Father said, that was me. I healed you. Now, I thought it was my physical healing. And I sat there and went, yes, no more blood, no more throwing up, get some sleep. Heck yeah, let's do this, right? Physical healings are good, right? And I sat there and I remembered I was preaching one Sunday and I go, I just felt different. Happy. And I just realized something. The last few weeks, I was like, something's missing out of my life. I got healed of OCD. I'm 10 years, I was going to say 10 years clean. I don't know. But I do want to pray over this stuff as Tanya's going to play. But I want to pray over minds. I want to pray over hearts. If you do, I don't want to embarrass you. If you want to come to me in private, I don't care what mental illness is. I've lived with it. And if he can heal me, which is People say you cannot just cure. I won't pray for you, and I won't believe and stand in healing. So I'm going to do this. I want to pray for minds. If those who want to get prayer over tonight, just stand up, or we can come up here. But Tanya's going to sing 1 or 2 songs, whatever's in her little heart. You're so awesome. Thank you for playing the whole time. But this is just touch your mind. I'm going to ask you guys a question. Do you think if Jesus was standing in front of you right now and he touched you, would you be healed? Jesus is in this room. Do you know that? Father, you're a good God. You're a good Papa. I want to just pray over those hearts right now that are just in darkness right now. Father, I just pray you open their eyes and realize that you are with them. You are speaking to them and you're telling them not to give up. I ask you I just speak to them that, Father, let them know that they're loved. They have a purpose. There is a hope. There is a future. I speak healing and life. Oh, Father. In John, I just got to read this over you guys. In John chapter 1, it says this. If I could find it, that's where I need the app. John 1 verse 5 says this, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness can never extinguish it. There is a light, people. I just pray that you just open your eyes and realize you never know if an angel will come and minister to you, because I still believe that God still does that. I speak over your dreams. I speak over your heart. I speak life. Get up, my child. Get up, my son. Get up, my daughter. Your journey's not over yet. Those with mental illness, I know the chaos that envelops your mind. I get it. It's like it will never go away and no one knows what you go through. It is, I'm going to say it, I know I'm on the pulpit, but it is hell. It is literally hell that goes on in your mind. I speak peace to the storm of your mind. Healing into your mind right now in the name of Jesus. Oh, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. I love when we were singing Jesus, Jesus. If you have nothing else to pray, you have nothing else to say, just say Jesus. It's the name above all names. Jesus. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Oh, Father, healing and rest in this place. Healing and rest in this place. Before Tanya does a song, do you know I love you, Lord? Do you know I love you, Lord? Judah, do you know it? Judah knows it. What Russian songs do you know? Just kidding. Give it up for Tanya. She's so awesome. And her husband. You're awesome. Can you do I love you, Lord? Gonna rise. Put your hand out like you're gonna receive. We're just gonna sing I love you, Lord. The Father's good, isn't he? Amen.
I love you, Lord. My voice to worship you, oh my soul, rejoice, take joy sweet, sweet sound in your ear. Sing it again. I love you, Lord, and I lift my voice to worship you, oh my soul. Rejoice, take joy, my King, in what you hear. Oh, let it be a sweet, sweet sound. Let it be a sweet, sweet sound. Yes, let it be a sweet, sweet sound in your ear.
Just let the Father hug you, love on you. As I said, if you want any special prayer, I'm more willing to stay after and pray over you. But with that being said, I thank you. Give someone a hug. Let them know that they matter. They have purpose. They have meaning. God bless you all.